to get rich in 2 sentences. I'm going to write them on the board so that I don't go so fast that you can't write them down, because I know I talk fast sometimes. So we're going to pump the brakes a little bit today. And I'm going to give you all some stuff that will absolutely take your life to the next level. If you're ready, somebody holler at me. I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, here we go. So sentence number 1, 2-sentence wealth formula. Okay, if you want to be rich, find out. Do what? Find out what rich people do financially, comma, and do the same things. Now, I know that seems like an oversimplification, but you're going to find out in very short order that is not an oversimplification at all. That's the first sentence. Find out what rich people do financially, comma, and do the same thing, period. If you will do that, it will change your life. But when I say find out, find out, those 2 words may not be strong enough. Maybe I should say, make a study of what rich people do financially, comma, and do the same thing. Perhaps I should say, obsess over what rich people do financially and do the same things. Perhaps I should say, never stop looking for what rich people do financially and do the same things. Okay, sentence number 2 is way more important than sentence number 1. What's sentence number 2? Find out. Do what? Find out what poor people do. What poor people do financially, comma, and whatever else you do. Whatever else you do, don't do that. If you will obsess over these 2 sentences, it is virtually impossible for you not to create wealth. I mean, but you can't just read them and then you're going to be rich. This is not Read and Grow Rich. You can't just think them. You have to actually do it. You have to actually turn this into a study. Okay, so I mean, find out where rich people go to buy their groceries and buy your groceries there. Find out where poor people go. Don't go to those places. I know it sounds ridiculous. I get it. But if creating wealth made sense to you, you'd already be doing it. Find out the kind of thoughts they think. Whatever you do, don't think those thoughts. Find out what restaurants they eat at. Find out what restaurants poor people eat at. Don't eat at those restaurants. Find out what restaurants rich people eat at. Eat at those restaurants sometimes. Find out where poor people go on vacation. Avoid those spots. Find out where rich people go on vacation. You say, Myron, that sounds so cynical. Okay, that's one thing it sounds, but I'm going to tell you something. This is what I did, and I just decided. Poor people do it. I'm not doing it. That's why when I was poor, I didn't have a television. Right? Because when you're poor and you have a television, you got a bunch of rich people who make money telling you your vision. Or better, worse yet, they're telling you their vision. And their vision has nothing to do with making your life better. And so my youngest daughter, she was 16 when we got a television with cable TV in our house. Why? Because I'm not going to be broke as a joke and ready to choke, watching other people live their dreams while I'm living a nightmare. It didn't make sense to me. And so there are 3 particular areas in which if you will obsess over these 2 sentences, find out what rich people do financially and do the same things, period. Find out what poor people do financially, and whatever else you do, don't do that. If you will obsess over these 2 sentences in 3 areas of your life, it is virtually impossible for you not to get rich. So this is the 2-sentence wealth formula. These are the 3 arenas in which to apply them. Number 1, you have to apply this. You know what? I'm going to use a different color. You have to apply this to your to your mind. You have to apply these two sentences to your mind. Number two, you have to apply these two formulas to your mouth. And number three, you have to apply these two formulas to your money. When you think the thoughts that rich people think, speak the words that rich people speak, and then use your money the way rich people use money, it is virtually impossible for you not to get rich. Like, I don't even see how it's even virtually possible for you to stay poor. I don't even see how it's even likely, a possibility that you could stay poor. I know for a fact, like a lot of stuff people believe. So let's start with that. So in the mind, what do we got? I mean, we could literally stay on that one all day. So we're going to start off with your mind. What are we going to do? We're going to figure out what are some things we can do in our minds that rich people do, okay? So we have to find what rich people believe.